When you're ready, get started.
Space is kind of terrifying. If you think about it, it's a whole lot of nothing. It kind of makes you wonder if there's anything else out there than just us. In this speech, I will be informing you all about the beginnings of space exploration. Since we all live on this floating rock called Earth, and it's a part of our history, I thought that it would be interesting to research this topic. Topics that will be mentioned include the space race, women in space and aviation, and lastly, the men who went to the moon. According to the Gale Encyclopedia of U.S. Economic History from Thomas Riggs in 2015, the space race was a political, economic, and technological rivalry between the Soviet Union and the United States to claim dominance in space exploration. This went on during the Cold War from the late 1950s to the early 1970s. The Soviet Union was the first to send Yuri Gagarin in orbit around the Earth in April of 1961. The U.S. was right behind them and sent Alan Shepard to space a few weeks later. Following Shepard, John Glenn was the first American to do a full orbit around the Earth. According to Howell, in the story of NASA's Real Hidden Figures of 2017, this was all possible with the help of these three African American women. The first is Mary Jackson. Mary was from Hampton, Virginia, and was born in 1921. Before she joined NASA, which was called NACA at the time, she received a Bachelor of Science degree from the Hampton Institute in Mathematics and Physical Science and began working as a school teacher. She passed away in 2005. Next is Katherine Johnson. Katherine was born in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia in 1918. She graduated high school at the age of 14 on West Virginia State College campus and then graduated the college at the age of 18. After college, like Mary, she became a school teacher. She later left her job when she was offered a place at NACA. She is still alive today and has received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is the highest civilian honor in the United States. Lastly is Dorothy Vaughan. She was born in Kansas City, Missouri in 1910. Just like the others, she became a school teacher. When she worked for NACA, her job was temporary. However, with the amount of data that they needed to process, she was offered a permanent position. Later in her career, Dorothy became the first black NACA supervisor in 1949. She retired in 1971 and passed away in 2008. Together, these human computers were able to send the first Americans into space. With the talk of these brilliant women, this leads me to the women who went to space. According to A&E in 2010, Valentina Tereshkova was the first female Soviet cosmonaut to travel in space. Valentina was born in Maslenikova, Russia in 1937. She was chosen for space exploration so that the Soviet Union could have another quote-unquote space first for the first woman. Valentina boarded Vostok 6 on June 16, 1963. She made 48 orbits with a total of 71 hours. With this time, she had spent the most amount of time in space of all U.S. astronauts. Stated by Cher in 2015, Sally Ride was the first U.S. woman in space. Sally was born in Encino, California on May 26, 1951. She attended Westlake High School in Los Angeles. After she graduated, she achieved a Master of Science degree along with a doctorate in physics. She flew on the Shuttle Challenger on June 18, 1983. Not only was she the first American woman to go to space, but she was also the first woman to operate the shuttle's robotic arm. Throughout her life, Sally's made numerous trips into space. For my final topic, I decided to talk about the event that took a giant leap for mankind, the moon landing. Reported by Pyle in 2009 from Destination Moon, the flight crew included Commander Neil A. Armstrong, Command Module Pilot Mike Collins, and Lunar Module Pilot Edwin Buzz Aldrin. Neil was born in 1930 in Ohio. He achieved a Bachelor of Science degree in Aeronautical Engineering and a Master of Science in Aerospace Engineering. Buzz was also born in 1930 in New Jersey. He received a Bachelor of Science degree. Mike was also born in 1930 in Rome, Italy. He also received a Bachelor of Science degree and later became a test pilot at Edwards Air Force Base in California. These astronauts flew to the moon with the help of the lunar program. This program was enforced by former President John F. Kennedy when he proclaimed that the United States should land a man on the moon the Soviet Union. According to RIGS 2015, the U.S. lunar program Project Apollo was established in late 1966, ultimately costing over $25 billion and employing more than 400,000 people during its peak. With this program, 3 years later, the crew landed the ship Apollo 11 on the moon on July 20th, 1969. After this great accomplishment, the U.S. landed 5 other crews between 1969 and 1972. In conclusion, I believe that soon enough we will be able to go beyond our galaxy and explore many other places. It doesn't matter if the topic is about the space race, women in space, or men on the moon. It's a very interesting part of our history. And although it seemed impossible just under 100 years ago, if it was possible with the technology we had then in 10 years it will be possible for us to go further.